What's going on, people? Good morning and welcome to United View breaking news. What we all thought would happen over the coming days, as a lot of people have reported. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed with a here we go. Bruno Fernandes has signed a new Manchester United deal till 2027. Now, we haven't got all the details in terms of the wages. Is there an add-on or is that 2027 inclusive of the add-ons? We'll wait for the exact lowdown with the actual intricate details. The club haven't announced this yet, but as we know, when Fabrizio Romano flocks to the internet with a here we go, it's pretty certain. It's 99.8%. And I would expect an announcement from the club definitely coming either today or tomorrow at the latest, in my opinion. Do you know what? I'll be honest. This surprised me with the amount of kind of disagreement amongst some fans, to be fair, with this, because, here on your channel, I like to see everything from both sides, but I think we've been in a position where we've rewarded players who individually, because as a club, we have not been winning trophies. As a club, we haven't been good, okay, since Sir Alex Ferguson has left the club. And since we last won the league in 13. But if we're honest, how many times have we given an extension to a player who, in general, hasn't maybe been that great? Or how many times have we complained that the club keeps giving contracts to players who don't deserve it, giving them long contracts, then we're stuck with them and they're not very good? Now, my thing on this is I don't think Bruno falls into that category. Does Bruno's playing style, you know, maybe affect how we want to play going forward? Does Bruno's playing style contribute to us maybe not controlling the game that we want to control, the way we want to play? Yes, I've been on videos and saying that I've been very critical of Bruno's playing style, but I've always said that the overall say that he has on games, whether he drops a 4 out of 10 but still has an input on the game, or whether he plays an 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, which he's done many times for us before in his time here in the last couple of years, that he consistently affects games and puts up fantastic numbers. And actually, let's face it, in a team that has not been very good, let's say since he came, let's only judge it since he came, in a team that hasn't been consistent in many areas, he's been the best player. He has. Like, I know people have their thing of, but look, Flexi gives away the ball, numbers isn't everything, stats isn't everything, stat merchant, look how much times he tries the Hollywood pass. These are all kind of valid criticism depending on how you look at football and how you want our team to play. And I will never shoot anybody down who maybe isn't as impressed with this as a lot of other people are. But I would just then challenge you to think, but in terms of the players that we have, who deserves a contract more than him right now with what they've done since they've come in? I don't think there's many candidates. Now, you may say, so what, Flex? That doesn't mean that he should get one. The thing that I do understand what people are saying, to be fair, is the thing about the new manager coming in. So what we don't know about this deal is whether, does Bruno know who the new manager is? Has he had discussions with the board and with the people who make the decisions with his agent to say, look, it's gonna be Ten Hag, mate. It's gonna be Poch. We've had a word, they like you already. There's that scenario. There's the scenario of, well, like we've said before, that Bruno's been talking about this new contract with the club from before he even got sacked. This has been on the card for a long time. So there's that situation where it's been an ongoing process. So regardless of who the manager is, the board have decided that Bruno, amongst another core set of players, like we've heard in rumours, Marcus Rashford and Luke Shaw, those players are amongst the core group that the club, regardless of who the manager is, want to keep here at the club. That's number two. And number three, I suppose, is the one of just, well, I've already said it, it's number one. It was always going to happen, actually. So there's only two things. I think it's the latter mixed in with a little bit of the first one, which is that Bruno probably has had some indications as to who the manager has been. But like I said, guys, on a show the other day, it doesn't really work like that in terms of contracts and that. If you're coming up to the negotiating phase of your contract and there's going to be a new manager, but you've already been talking about it with your agent, my understanding or my theory would be that it doesn't really matter. Like, if you know that you've achieved well at the club on a personal level to your job description, yeah, after a couple of 2.5 years, you're entitled to go and knock on the door and say, right, okay, cool, let's renegotiate. That's how it works. Us as fans maybe don't want it to work in that way. Us as fans would rather maybe a slower approach and saying, okay, well, can we get the new manager in yet? Can we have a look at what they want? What if it doesn't work out with the next manager and the next manager doesn't want Bruno Fernandes, etc., etc. But me personally, I think if it's Eric Ten Hag or it's Pochettino, they want Bruno Fernandes. It's their challenge to change the way he plays or change him positionally to impact what their philosophy is going to be for Manchester United going forward. But make no mistake, Bruno Fernandes has been Manchester United's best player. I've just pulled out some of the stats here, just so it's not an agenda. This isn't me just saying that he has, because I've had regards over his playing style, and if we want to play in a different way, I'll stress it many times, like I've always said, and I'll stress it again. He's going to have to play in a different way. But the guy impacts games consistently. And by his standards this season, he's having one of his poorer seasons, but he's still putting up decent numbers and affecting games. And I think we're sometimes quick to forget that. If I look at the season where he first came to United, so that was the 1920 season. If you look at it, in all competitions, he played 22 games in his first season and scored 12 goals and got 8 assists. First season. In the Premier League, played 14, scored 8, 7 assists. That's his first season because he came in January. Second season, smashed it out of the ballpark. Played 9 in the Europa League, scored 5, assisted 4. Played 37 in the league, scored 18, assisted 11. 6 in the Champions League, scored 4, assisted 1. 1 in the EFL Cup, 1 in the FA Cup. Altogether, 58 appearances, 28 goals, 17 appearances. Like, that's a fantastic season. In a season where we finished second, we got to the Europa League final. We wasn't happy with where we were as a club, but Bruno individually had a fantastic season. This season, again, it's down on what he normally puts up, but he's played 27 times in the league, and he's scored 9 goals. So he's nearly got double figures already. And obviously, there's still, 8 games to go. He's probably going to get double figures in general. But altogether, he's played 37 times. He scored 9 times and assisted 14. So you get the gist. I know there's people going to be saying, this is cringe flex. It's not all about stats. It's not all about this. He's a stat merchant. Because I've seen some Man United fans say this. And I've seen, fans from other clubs say this. And to be honest, with all due respect, I don't really think it matters what fans outside the club think. We watch our team 90 minutes every game and we know what sort of impact Bruno has on it. I'm more concerned with what our fans say. And I have seen a lot of our fans say, no, he gives the ball away too much. Oh, we're stuck with another player now who's going to get a big contract and then he's not going to be very good. Look, there's always a question mark over that happening. That can happen with any transfer. Players can re-sign and maybe not recapture the form that got them the big contract in the first place. That can happen. I understand that. I'm not saying that it's going to be perfect, but I think in a time where to pick players who have consistently had an impact over our games, to pick players to pick a player who or players from our squad who have earned a new contract, there's not a lot. And Bruno Fernandes is definitely one of them. If not, would we say one of the only ones out of this current squad? Varane's new, Sancho's new, Rashford, do you want him to sign a new deal? Arguably, I would say yes, because I still think there's more in there under a new manager. I would like to see that. But like I said on the other show, I'd probably wait until the new manager comes. But I think he's got a year left. We'll have to wait and see on that. Paul Pogba. Again, I think it's just best for both parties that he moves. Even though I'd love him to stay and build and play under a new manager. But does he deserve a new contract? Has he been really good? If he wanted one, I would say just sign it and I'll be happy to build. But okay, that's one question mark. You'd say maybe Paul Pogba deserves one. Who else is there? Luke Shaw. Some people are a bit undecided on that because he's been a bit up and down. He's given us that amazing year last year. This year, not so much. And the year before that, not so much. But last year, definitely, arguably the best left back in the league. You could argue that he deserves it. But some people would be not sure about that. Lindelof, Bailly, McTominay, Fred. Lingard's not going to get a new deal. Cavani's obviously not going to get a new deal. There's not a lot of players. There isn't, So I just think we need to be, if we have an opinion, I say we, if you have an opinion that Bruno is, we shouldn't have given this deal. I would just say, why? Why then? Does that mean you want Bruno sold? That would be my question to people who don't think this is a good move, because it is all about opinions, and some people really don't think this is a good move. But me personally, I can't forget, what he's done individually and how much better he made us. Yes, it became sometimes, he's forcing things and trying things too hard. But to me, that's a managerial issue. That's a setup issue. That's the instruction that's going to be given to him. Now, you could argue that, well, Ollie couldn't change him. I think under Ollie, it was very much Bruno was the savior. Bruno was the savior. And again, you can't be quick to forget. I think as fans, we're quick to forget sometimes either what a team has done for us or an individual has done for us, i.e., I can't really say it for the team, because it's not like we can say with this team, let's not write this team off because the year before last they won the league, or last year they won the Champions League. So the fact that we've had a poor season now, let's not get on the team's back. We can't do that. We don't have that privilege with this crop of players. I understand that. We've got to, semi-final of FA Cup, lost. I think we got to 4 semi-finals and lost. Was it 5? Got to a final of Europa League, lost. This current crop, got to an FA Cup final under Jose, even though it wasn't exactly the same team. But in recent history, we can't say that about the team. As players, there's, again, like I said, back to the point, there's not many players that we can say remember what they've done for us. Lingard gave us moments. Martial's given us moments. Pogba's given us moments. Luke Shaw's given us a couple good seasons here and there. Harry Maguire's new and under a lot of pressure. Lindelof's been okay. Wan-Bissaka, he's still new, but probably doesn't look quite at it or at the level that we need. McTominay's given us moments, but there's some question marks, but he's still getting better. Fred giving us some moments, but some bad moments. It's very inconsistent across the squad. So Bruno Fernandes in 2.5 years, though, even though he's having a bit of a worse season now, has been good for us, has been good for the team. And I think if you're going forward with a new manager like Ten Hag or Pochettino, I think it's their challenge to say, Bruno has got the fundamentals to impact games. There was slander on Bruno's name only up until the other day, international-wise. He's on the bench. He can't get picked. He can't play with Ronaldo. Bang, bang, sends Portugal to the World Cup. Can say it's against North Macedonia. North Macedonia didn't beat Italy, the European champions. Yeah, they had loads of chances and didn't score, but it doesn't matter. They didn't get it done. It didn't come through clutch. In the moments where you needed to score, Insigne had chances. I saw that. A lot of other players had chances for Italy. Didn't get it done. So you can say that all you want. And Italy were home as well. Bruno Fernandes, two really good goals. Sends Portugal to the World Cup final. So, look, he consistently has season games. International, not so much, but he's starting to do that and can always do that at any moment. And Man United, he's done that. And I think we shouldn't forget the impact that he's had at the club. And I think anyone with reservations over his playing style, and I'm one of them because I want us to play in a more progressive way. I want us to play in a more controlled way. I want us to dictate football matches more. Any one of us, kind of thinking about that, which is fine. I think, which is where I've gone with it, and let me know how you guys feel. I'm more putting that on the new manager to change that. You might say, Flex, that's never going to happen because Bruno is Bruno. He's going to play the same way all the time. Fair enough. Maybe I'll stand corrected on that. But I think that's, if Ten Hag is that good, if Pochettino is that good, if Luis Enrique is that good, whoever the manager is going to be, if they're that good, they need to get a system that gets the best out of our better players. And Bruno is definitely one of our better players, if not our best attacking player. He's our most consistent. Obviously, Ronaldo's there, but if you look at who consistently is going to have a say on the game, I look at the game against Atletico Madrid away. Awful, absolutely awful. Bruno gets the assist. Like, it's just what he does. He's so, and it's weird. It is a weird thing. It is a weird thing because never have I seen a player that I can remember playing for United anyway, that can be in a game and give you the vibes of dropping a real stinker. Maybe not just him, maybe the whole team's playing poorly, but especially sometimes him, where it's just not going right. He's forcing it. He's trying 30-yard passes. He's trying to pass too quickly. He's shooting from mad distances. Never have I seen a player do them things in a game, but by the end of the game, he's got an assist or he's got a goal or he's contributed to the win. And we won 2-0. Now, some people say, again, this is about balance because it's the same with strikers. A striker can drop a 0 out of 10, but score a winning goal and score 1-0 and get man of the match. And if you do that every single game, depends how you look at football. You can say there's more to football than scoring. Your link-up play is not good enough. By and large, we can't bank on you playing in a way that helps us over a long period. Or you can say, I'm a striker, I done my job. I do my job. My job is to score goals. I do my job. If everyone else done their job to the level that I did mine, i.e., if you're a defender and you're blocking shots, you're intercepting, you're clearing, you're defending well. If you're a midfielder, you're box to box, you're winning back possession, you're passing between the lines, you're chipping in with a couple of goals. If you're a forward, you're scoring goals, you're occupying defenders, i.e., everyone doing their job to the level that Bruno consistency that he does his, then you might argue that Man United might be a better team. And that's not me saying like, oh, look how good he is, everyone else should take heed. But what I'm saying is I'm just applying the principle of doing your job. Your job. His job is to create and score goals. And Bruno does that on quite a high level. Yes, he does give the ball away. Yes, he can be frustrating. Yes, he does throw his arms up and moan and this, that, and the other. And in some of our worst moments, I would like to see a bit better from Bruno. But that's the challenge moving forward. I definitely wouldn't sell him. Like, we're trying to rebuild. We have to keep some quality. Do you know what I mean? So that's my thing on it. I think this is important to talk about. Bruno is about to sign a deal for until 2027. We'll await the actual news on that in terms of the delicate details, the intricate details. Is that with an extension? I'm not sure. I would probably think so. Do you know what I mean? I would probably think so because that's what an extension with that's like a 4-year extension. 4-year extension. So would they then have with the option for a further year? So it's a 5-year extension. That's possible as well. We don't know what the wages have been reported as yet as well. There were reports that this was bringing it in line with the other earners, etc., etc. We'll have to wait and see on that. But it is a here we go from Romano. Let me know whether you think this is good. Let me know whether you think this is premature. Is this too early? Or do you just actually just disagree with this in total? Like, there are some fans that I have seen that I don't agree with, but there are some fans that have had it with Bruno. They really don't want him to be here. They don't like his playing style. They think he's overrated, etc., etc. So let me know if you feel like that. Let me know if you agree with a lot of what I've said in terms of, look, he's one of our better players, if not our best player since he's been here, and absolutely deserves a new contract. And moving forward with a new manager is the perfect player that's the perfect challenge, isn't it? Like, trying to get Bruno to play in a way that improves him, improves Man United. That's the new manager's challenge. Let me know if you agree with that. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I will speak to you all again very, very soon. Peace.